up, everybody? Welcome back to another poker tournament this Saturday. Top of the afternoon to you. 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. So this will probably be my last tournament, or like stream tournament for right now. Then I'm going to go to Cash Games or Omaha or something just to switch it up. Ace-2 offsuit, opening hand. So again, if you've not watched one of these videos before, as long as Bovada's working today, it's a 9-player sit-and-go tournament. You just click on, you have your account, you click register, you wait for it to fill up. 10-minute flights of blinds, and top 3 people triple up their money. So I figured the last time, so it was $3.30 to play this one. So as you can see, I forget what my account is at when I last made one of these, but again, I play every single day. So I'm up again from $90 to another $30. So I've been winning pretty good. I did hit a 2-card straight flush yesterday morning. Bet a little too heavy. I got folded on the river. Didn't get any chips. I'll also be talking through any strategic moves that I think that are going on the board. Again, because if you're watching poker on TV, or again, I'm sure other people stream poker as well. But let's see if we can float on top. View, float on top. Woo, float on top, even though we can't go full screen. But I'm sure other people stream. But if you watch poker on TV, they're getting narrated by people who see all of the cards. It's kind of easy to talk strategy when you can see the entire board. So I like to talk strategy when you're actually playing the games. Ace-9 suited, certainly going to play. But I'll do, next poker video I will do, I'll switch up to just the game structure. And it really doesn't, so I've played Omaha a good amount, not a profound amount. Good, with a straight draw I would still fold, just too early in the tournament, certainly a callable hand. Ace-9, but Ace-10, any straight draw, flush draw. Anything like that would be a reasonable call, but pocket pair, high draw, this early in the tournament, thinking higher pocket pair than a draw. Or just someone that wants to shove their chips in. So we're rocking the trusty Steed Bush Light. Way behind on my talking points for language litigation integration, so I was going to do that today, but I just wanted to play some poker instead. So I'm most certainly everyone's going to fold out of this. Unless they want to get to it with the quickness. I guess I'll talk about some of my talking points are poker drama, so I might as well talk about that. 7-9 big blind. We'll check. But I did. I hit my next milestone on my bowling journey. I broke 150 yesterday. I got two. I said bowling's such a cheap sport. Just to get into it, I bought 2 of the identically the same bowling balls. So this dude's raising again. So maybe just getting cards or playing fast and loose. And once I see someone playing fast and loose, I'm always looking for, again, even just a hand I wouldn't normally call it to pounce. But yeah, I picked up 9-2 offsuit. Let's see what 9 does here. So that's a pocket pair, or he's trying to convincingly bluff a draw. So there's a draw. There's the pocket pair. I was wrong on who had what. Good call by 2. Again, we had seen 9 shove, so certainly a draw or pocket pair. 2 had the pocket pair. 9 had the draw. 9 shoved off the get-go, playing fast. Great call by 2. Looks like a short tournament for player 9. 4-8 low blinds, small blind, will play. So yep, see that's why one of the talking points, well, let's get into it now. I watched the podcast of Lex Friedman and David Negreanu, who I've certainly known the name through poker. Again, I don't follow poker culture, I've played a lot. But again, they were talking about poker solvers. I've never even heard of what the fuck that is, but just an algorithm you plug in the hands, they're iterated a bunch of times and see what's most likely. That shit means nothing to me. So king, queen, easy call. 9 is out with the quickness. But Daniel Negreanu says there needs to be more bluffing in high stakes poker. Then he also had a quote that says, "No one was thinking what's the highest hand out there," a couple years ago. And then he also says, "One of the chosen's won," and I have LOL. I watched the whole podcast, but just some things that stuck out to me. Saying that you need to have more bluffing at higher stakes Not necessarily. I think you just have more tilt at higher stakes. Because again, I play $1 to $3 games, but if I played $1 million hands, $10 million, $100 million buy-in, because of what else I've done in my life, it's not going to matter to me. But somebody who has a net worth of $10, $20 million playing a tournament for $3 million, $4 million, it's a substantial chunk of your net worth. So I just think emotion's running higher. I don't think. See, he says there's needs to be more bluffing at higher stakes. Totally disregard. And then he says a statement. No one was thinking what's the highest hand out there. So we're going to start off with the statement. We need more bluffing at higher stakes. Big bets, flush draw. We haven't watched that hand super closely, but it's just that I think people are just more reckless. They might, again, the other biases play more into the mindset when people actually have to care about the money amount. So if I'm playing $1, $3 games, if I was playing the highest stakes in the world, it would change my gameplay none, because the money doesn't matter to me. And not like just watch another Mr. Beast thing like, money doesn't matter to me, give me every fucking penny I've ever fucking earned. But again, when my net worth when my property gets released to me, again, there's not going to be, like, what's MGM Grand worth? Like the whole casino. Like, I won't be allowed to, like, bet things that would, like, make me, like, worried about, again, with what I've done, you can't. There's special circumstances. Brian Sullivan, we're living in an anomaly. But I categorically disregard this statement that you have to bluff more at higher stakes, because the fundamental theorem of poker, and I'm not fucking asking, is you can't outbluff a winning hand. So you just expose yourself more. You might get lucky. I'm going to bet a flush draw here. Everyone's checking around. Typically I check through there. Again, once the turn comes and no one's betting, I'm not thinking a queen anymore. Once the flop hits, then I am. Doesn't hit the flush, we'll check. So 8-5, he had low pair. Good call from him. Probably looked like a push-out bet, but I was just betting the flush draw once I saw nobody betting queens. So good call by one, not a bad bet by me. Good sizing, just 3-bet. But I categorically disregard, because again, that's the fundamental. You can't bluff a winning hand. And if you're bluffing more, you're exposing yourself more. And so, but then again, when you're playing in person, you can get physical reads. I just look at how they position size, do they use the slidey thing? And again, my intuition is, if you've watched the previous ones, I can get really close to most hands, even when they're not flipping them over. But then when he follows it up with the statement of, no one was thinking what's the highest hand out there a couple years ago, then to me that's a huge gap in poker knowledge, or just anything. Like, you're taking a risk, you're playing a game, and you're not thinking what's the thing that could take me down. You're running a business and saying what's my competitor. You're not saying what's my competitor doing. You're not surveying the landscape. You're just saying, hi, I got the best thing ever. We're gonna go. Ace-2 suited will not. If there was two spades out there, I would continue on with that bet size. With that, two clubs, no. I don't know. Is it as common, more common, or less common? Just like Bovada flips over the next card, but like a lot of the. Again, I've only looked at the Columbus Casino rules, but a lot of times I'd imagine in live tournaments they don't. I'd guess. Again, I don't like to guess. If you know, do they typically show the next card or not in poker? My guess is no. But I like it in Bovada just for strategy. Again, I'm never thinking, once the decision's made, it is what it is. So raise is here, queen 3. If I had a higher chip stack, I'd play it for funsies. Again, not a high chip stack here. Obviously, 2 is doubled up. Everyone saw the exact same. But those are the type of hands like that where a lot of people, if a pre-flop raise, again, I'm always thinking pocket pair or draw. And then if I have a hand that can neutralize that, and they get a shitty flop, not saying that's shitty, 7, 8 diamonds, 10 of hearts. Could be an inside straight. Wasn't a huge raise. But then if you have a really crummy board and you have a queen 3 and you hit the flush, or you hit triple threes or something, then you have a great hand to come back and take down a pretty sizable pot. So 1 card inside straight draw, some runners for some flushes. We got some small bets going on. My guess is almost certainly a middle pair with a running, maybe a straight potential or maybe a flush potential. My guess is a 9 would have been betting bigger here. So now we have a 1 card open-ended straight with an extendo straight draw on the board. So straight will bet substantial here. If 1 was slow playing it, 5 looks like a middle pair. So 1 just had a middle pair and 5 was betting. I flipped too fast to see if he had a 7 or something. I don't think so. It was ace something. But this middle pairs with a lot of draws out there, small bets, makes complete sense to me. 9-10, that's a place in poker. But yeah, after this one, I will do cash game, and then I'll do some Omaha play. I played just Omaha regular, not high-low. I don't think I've ever played, I've never, but less than 20 games of Omaha high-low. I don't really think I have any. It's always, I mean, the pairs and the hands are all the same. It's just slightly different to the rules, so it won't be super different. But I just like talking over it again. New scenarios present new things. But when Daniel Negreanu says no one was thinking what's the highest hand out there, it's just like that's like doesn't sound like a diligent learning endeavor of anything. But he's talking about this old dude Doyle, this like old dude writing down hands and doing it by hand. Again, my intuition attenuates to whatever fucking thing I'm doing. And talking about so here middle high pair, decent kicker. I'll throw in something. Some will fold, bigger hands will raise or call. Smart, bigger hand will call. See if I continue the betting. I just want to see what people do. A lot of people in the hand. But then again, just as the other notable quote to me was one of the chosen ones, and he says it again after the end. So we have a check. I'll check through here to either again make it look like just a limiting value bet, or to see if anybody carries on. The risk of that there is that then you get a higher neutralizing card. I still think it's in my favor to bet, so I'll bet small. Again, this clearly indicates similar to the last hand is a middle pair. So middle pair and at 1. So 8 there would have been more disciplined to fold, because again those don't know who I am, they don't know how I play, and that's true. Again, when I'm talking in my legal series about behavior or law consolidating to behavior, that's exactly what's happening in poker. People are just novices, haven't seen enough hands where it's like their behavior is consolidating to the rules, right? The algorithm, from rhythm to algorithm. Again, Gary Lewis Jr. is continuing to be on my mind. Put him on blast on LinkedIn again yesterday. $10 million. Gary Lewis Jr., I'll give you $10 million, and you didn't respond, so I'm going to throw you in jail. And if you do not pay for your crimes in this life, it'll be 1,000 times worse than the next, as a statement of law enforcement. So again, an opportunity to bluff here, but what's the point? If he folds, I get nothing. If he hits something, then maybe he takes it. So I will bluff here. Again, hopefully there I hit a king or something, and then he's slow playing a 3. So 1 card flush. So that's what's just like. So small 1 card flush. I got neutralized with that. But he says that Daniel Negreanu, one of the chosen ones, because again, that's confirmation bias in action. You're not chosen to do anything if you can moderate your behavior and don't get scapegoated to the point of slavery. You can learn something and make some money and develop a skill set and teach somebody else, and that's valuable. That's what the entire species is doing. But Brad's not allowed to do that. We got some big 3 raise pre-flop. I'm gonna call it. One of those lower hands. We get a lower draw or lower straight. A lot of people in the hands, pocket pairs, draws, maybe hands like mine. So good, not a huge raise, but good if I low pair, flush potential. I need to cut the grass. It's fall time. I was gonna cut it today, but it said it was gonna rain, so I didn't. So interesting hand here. I will call this flush draw, low pair. And I want obviously one other club, but I do not want 2 more clubs, because if I get a club on the turn, I'm feeling like I'm confidently the top hand. But there are a lot of draws out there, a lot of people in the hand, so now we have a big raise, and so this will push me out. I will not call that. I would certainly have called 90, not that big. So that's 3 of a kind aces. That's ace king. That's higher flush draw with an ace, or I guess with a king. Kicker, like if you have king queen of clubs, you would certainly call the 90 raise, and with the same type of hand hit I have. But if you hit any sort of flush, you would have had the high card or the high flush. So I'm thinking that to me that indication was almost certainly a king of clubs or triple queen or triple aces. I think that was a disciplined fold by 6 as well, and a much easier fold post flop with an ace showing. Because again, pocket pairs, once a higher neutralizing card's on the board, your betting power goes from pocket queens, pre-flop, you're feeling great. Comes out there with an ace, you're not feeling so great. Low pair, we'll check it to see if he does anything. Just small blind, big blind, checks there. I'll try to push him out next hand. Small bet, I'll call. Just one big blind. Now I got 2 pair, 10 kicker. Again, obviously I'm just holding the 5. Everything else is showing. Bigger bet here, he's playing progressive. I'm thinking that's a 10. I'll see one more card. That's a 10. Fills me up. That's why we see the river, the bet like that. Now, do I bet here and hope I think he's just betting at 10, so I'm going to bet something what I think I can get out of him. Obviously, the king's a higher full house. I'm thinking that's a 10. Yeah, the call there is certainly a 10. Made a ton of sense for bet sizing of that sizing and a call there for a middle pair. King would have raised, and a 5 would have called, or probably raised as well. King 3, my hands, get it. What was the other poker drama? Poker cheating allegation and hand drama. So there was a, I'm sure if you're in the poker world at all, I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen it on my other news outlets, on some smaller sites as well. But some dude, I guess, who's a regular player, yeah, it's King 3, this is my hand, I'm going to play, absolutely. But some chick basically she wins like $229,000 in the pot. I don't remember the hand card by card. But it was they both had just high card. This dude comes out with a big bet. King 3 hits. But again, a lot of people in the hand, I will check through to see if anyone bets. Again, any higher kicker, but typically this hand just hits. But, so they're playing, I'm going to check this to see if we get any other bets, if I get to. I'm the last to act in this hand. But, so there's a flop. Again, I think it looked, she says something about it again, I watched the whole clip, I don't know, it's probably 10 minutes. But, she's like, actually, I will bet here. Limit the chance there's an ace out there. Make some people make decisions. Maybe somebody slow playing a king. But she calls basically an outright bluff, a big outright bluff with, I think the dude's total career earnings were like $1.6 million, and hers were like $100K. And she makes a call. And again, the career winnings doesn't really matter to me. I'll check through here to make it look weak. But 2 pair, so it kind of neutralized the kicker card, but still, if he has a king. See, I'm thinking a 5 there. Discipline is to fold. Yeah, I'm going to fold it. Higher kicker, 5. Doesn't show, don't know. But he could have been slow playing the king as well. I initiated the bet after the flop, checked the turn, he checked the turn. He comes out with a big bet. Something that's 5s, maybe a full house. But so she calls, and then the turn. Again, I just go watch the clip. But basically, the dude's just like stunned. But she calls jack high on a big shove, which I personally would obviously be fucking out of a hand like that. But she has good intuition where it's like you can clearly tell where she's like, this is where her buzzer went off. Is like, this dude's bluffing. So basically, the dude's like stunned, and then he's like giving her the death stare, and he's just like in disbelief. But again, and then the whole scenario is like she wins 129,000 or something, and then there's this ordeal. It wasn't super like tense to me, like watching the video, especially like the title was like poker player is sure the other player cheated. And it was just like, it more looked like stunned, and certainly maybe some ego death. But again, $1.6 million winnings versus $100K is $0 and $0. So it would deflate your ego there again. I think it was Bennett or something. But she ends up. The story said she ended up giving the money back. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit categorically. Like, fuck that shit. Period. But so that was just dumb shit. But she was accused of cheating, and I read another article where it says, I don't know if the player she was playing against or won against said it or somebody else said it, but it was like she was accused of having, and again they were both getting investigated right now, so there'll be more information I'll talk about later. But there was just, I don't know if it was the other player or just another news article or claim or somebody covering the story, but was like alleging that she had a device in one of her vagina or butthole that buzzes when knowing she has the right hand, meaning someone watching the broadcast. She has a little device, a little butt plug, buzz, 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 meaning you have the highest hand. But to me, watching the clip, she has a very clear intuition of this is when he's bluffing. And she calls it, so it looked like my intuition again. Would people try to cheat money? Yes. Does that person strike me as cheating at all? No. Do I know for sure? No. So we'll see what comes of it. I always thought that'd be funny. Like, yeah, so determined to win. I'm gonna put a little buzzer in my butthole or my vagina and just have it go buzz, buzz, buzz. Which again, I guess if you're broke enough to want to fucking struggling for 100K, probably something you would do. But my intuition watching the whole clip and watching the hand play out was that she wasn't cheating, and the dude just had some ego and couldn't take I've won millions. I can't even say millions. I've won $1.6 million playing poker. How could this amateur with 100K winnings beat me? It's just $0 on $0 in the ego. That's what I made of it. But had those down for my language litigation and integration, but this one's going to be pretty long. I've got more podcasts to watch and shit too, so. That was the poker drama. You know, definitely less sore after my second round bowling. Getting my right arm, get the crank. Oh, excuse me. But like the joint of my elbow and my upper arm is just like, you know, just for whatever reason, how I throw it. That was the sorest part. Then my left delt and my left glute and hamstring from planting my leg, but I'm not sore at all today. I bowled 9 games yesterday. I think my lowest scratch was. Shout out Columbus Bowling Palace. I haven't been there in years, and your shit was good. Like looks the same on the outside. What did I fold? That was a big raise, I think. I would call it pocket sixes, but it had been a raise. Yeah. But yeah, they're just like the environment was nice and clean. I like the kiosks were definitely upgraded. Had all your stats right there. In the first one I bowled at Gahanna Lanes. And I would guess they could have like statistics readouts, but the chick wasn't at the front desk when I left, so I didn't get that. But a little picture again, you can all of your stats, ball speed, how many gutter balls, this, that. So shout out Columbus Bowling Palace. I thought it was a nice little setup, as opposed to, again, that was a bowling I would always go to as kids or in high school or whatever. But certainly remember definitely upgraded. So picked up my balls. And I bought 2 of the exact same bowling balls, so I don't have to wait for it to come back down the chute. But I bowled my lowest game was 102, I believe, and my highest was 158. So I think I averaged 125 over. So I have a shove. I'm thinking full house, something with a 9. Haven't been watching the hands super close. Hopefully we get a slump. Kind of a slow game. You should call here with a bet size that big and a chip stack that small. Right on the edge. Calls it. Just aces. Gutsy. I would have been certainly thought something with a 9 there. I would have been out. King off card, like it. But yeah, so I broke the 150. That was my next milestone after 100, 125, 150. And I'm going for 175. Might have to get the holes drilled a little wider. I was definitely going to cut the grass today. I'm looking directly at my backyard. But it was supposed to rain, so put it off till tomorrow. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Unless the weatherman says rain, then potentially. King 8 does not hit. The off card needed to be lower. So checking through this for show. But I'll be doing the grass tomorrow. I've had dinner the past 3 days, which is good. Protein for breakfast. I'm literally daily vlogging when I can eat food. That's not a joke. And when I say I want to throw people's lives away for causing me emotional damages, again, not being able to eat food is not emotion. And so I'm I'm out of society. Fuck Brad. Who gives a fucking piece of fucking shit at all? But I had some other things I wanted to talk about, but I'll just talk about it on my other. I don't know. This one might get long. I don't know. But any bet I'm out on that. And then the commentary will get switched up again. I can always talk over new games because there's always new dynamics. But I'm gonna switch up the gameplay just to get something new. Try to run up a cash game or something. But personally, I just don't like cash games because there's no definite end. So that's why I personally like tournament play. Omaha versus Hold'em. Without having played recently, just more hand potentials. The same kind of development of betting strategy and neutralizing cards as the flop, turn, and river come out. But cash games, there's no definitive end. So it's like, here I know it's going to be about an hour. I'm having some good content. Maybe again, I don't play this. I've never withdrawn money from this account. my whole $100. But I guess there was one more other thing. When I was talking to my mom recently, and anytime I bring up money to my mother, she has to interject something. And I am more competent than everybody, so it's like I know what to do most of the time. And the only thing, again, we'll just talk about it now, whatever. Oh, Queen on the River, I'll bet here. But I had Stanley Steamer come through. So I told you about this. I have a 4-bedroom house, 3-bathroom, I don't know, 2,300 odd square foot, we'll say. Why the fuck did I fold that? That was literally just a misclick. I would have called that. So that was literally a misclick. I would have called that. Probably a 10 or an 8, maybe an ace. If it's an ace, it's a good bet size. Meaning betting something you think you can get out of them. But I have this one room in my house that smells like fucking shit. Mainly in the closet. Again, it looks like shit. It looks like poop. Maybe like a dog or a small animal with a cage in the closet. So certainly there's more concentration of the smell coming out of the closet in the room. Haven't used the room at all because of the smell in general. But again, I don't need any more space. This is literally a content house for me. And sweet, yeah. Here's another video that's going to get 1 view past me for literally 2 minutes maybe. Sweet. Except for everyone stealing it besides that. But again, on a personal level, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. And so I have Stanley Steamer come through to deodorize, clean the carpet, odor protection, or deodorize and odor protection layer. The whole thing. It certainly seemed like it worked a little bit, but again, it was a little over 24 hours ago, so still kind of got like the cleaning smell in there. But I go back in there and it still smells like fucking shit. Maybe not in the actual room itself, but in the closet, nothing has changed. And so I'm just like what the fuck do I do? And I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, drywall, replace the drywall. I don't want to be a fucking handyman. I fucking don't. And I want to live in a clean fucking environment, and I don't know what to do. And I'm just sitting there. How many fucking days of school did I learn about some history fact that I would care about now? But why don't I have handyman skills? It's not hard. I have a leaky toilet in my room, or in one of the bathrooms. I just shut off the water because I don't know what the fuck to do. And a toilet's not hard. You have the water fill thing, the big black thing on the left side of the back of the toilet. Then you have the little filler tube with the little piece of nylon tube that the water fills up from. And then you have the little flapper that holds down the actual water pressure that's in the bowl. And so it's like I watch a couple videos on YouTube, maybe like top pair, good kicker, we'll bet here. Like, how do I, what are the causes of a leaky toilet? So I watch a couple videos, get what the things could be, try them all out. None of them work. And it's just like, if I would have spent a week class, 2 pair, good hand now. We'll also bet small to make it look like I'm still progressing off of the flop. 2 pair, 1 card inside straight draw, no flush draw, like it will bet aggressively. 275 will simply call. Ooh, he did have the inside flush. Or inside straight. So, inside straight draw there, I'm calling. I don't think bad. Good bet from 5. Huge bet I would have been out. So, very good bet from 5. But yeah, so it's like if I just would have replaced the flapper on toilet in home economics class, which again is an elective. Why the fuck? You're gonna live somewhere, right? So why would that be elective? But so again, it's like if I fully repaired or installed a toilet 2 or 3 times, there would be no questions in my head what the fuck to do. I have no idea what to do because I watched 3 people on the internet splooge out words incorrectly, tried to do whatever the fuck they said, and it didn't work. Made sure the flap is all the sealant on the flap looks fine, so it doesn't look like it's draining water from there. And it started randomly. I don't use the toilet. Like I don't use that toilet in that room. I use my toilet in my downstairs and one in the upstairs. And so I literally put the Clorox bleach tablet in the back, put the lid back on there. Again, the initial pressure was from the lid was pushing the handle down. Made sure that was fine. Stopped running for a day, and then the next day just started up again without touching the toilet at all. So I was just like, fuck this shit, just turn it off. But why the fuck don't we have home economics class where you like handyman skills? Replacing drywall in the closet is not a hard task. If you've never done it before, it's like daunting. It's like, why the fuck? Why didn't I just pay somebody to do it? And I would have already paid somebody to do it right fucking now if I had a time frame. I wouldn't be in this house if I had a time frame. But my physical health, it's not mental health, my physical health doesn't matter to people. So queen checking through. Maybe would have put a small bet there. But not a bad check either. Kind of slow poker game. But not having basic handyman skills is just the fucking stupidest shit ever. Again, the purpose of school is so middle-aged people can pump their insecurities into you and act like they're helping you. Again, I've never had a single fucking teacher that treated me with any decency or fucking respect. Walking down the hallway, are you high? Nope, I just can't sleep. Good. Okay. Can't sleep at my house. That's child abuse. No, good parenting. Again, 100%. If someone ever tried to help me, they would have absolutely sided with my parents. 100 million fucking percent. Yeah, my kid's a math prodigy. Yeah, it's that. Okay, Goodwill Hunting. I can prove it though. Like I can demonstrate it right now, not like in a hypothetical. Oh, I can't hear facts I don't like. Next. King 9 would have called with a higher chip stack. Blinds are getting high now, looking for a shovel hand. 3, me, and 4 are about this, and 6 are about the same. 2 is kind of in the middle, or player 1 is in the middle. 2 and 5 are high stacks. No one's super convincing. Again, it's like I have the dent in my fucking wall that I haven't replaced. Not the shitty. It's just more chores, man. I hate having a house. I fucking hate it. Most Americans dream of having a home, and I dream of being treated with decency and respect. Seriously, so I can eat food. Then you go watch Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a fucking weirdo. Sorry, Jimmy Donaldson, you're a fucking weirdo. Just the way he talks, he's always so circular, and he contradicts himself one foot after the other. So 2 shoves, what do we got? A shove on a 7? Again, I would not be involved in that hand. But Daniel DeGrun, he says you need to bluff more. Nah, that's just people playing a $3 game of poker. They don't give a fuck. We got Jimmy Donaldson talking about how he's building all just the way he presents. It strikes me as a 24-year-old. And again, I couldn't tolerate 24-year-olds as a 24-year-old. But he just doesn't seem super educated. Something just about him again. 0% YouTube jealous. It's just like some of the things he says. It just doesn't make any sense. Like he'll say stuff like talking about his early days of hunkering down with people with 10,000 subscribers. You're always talking about optimizing to make the best video ever. It's just like it's really the content, man. Just like if it's something interesting people want to watch, there's no secret algorithm. But he'll talk about that. It'll be like, we went through all of these analytics, but at the end of the day, it's just like whatever I think's good. So it's literally a 24-year-old talking through his own insecurities with money. And it's just like, I've seen that behavior. It's ruined everything. It's just fucking terrible. Can people behave? No. Can they change? No. Jack 2, I am out. Again, back just to vlogging, talking about stuff, looking for a shovelable hand. We'll talk about any strategy that strikes me as new, novel, interesting. The 7s, that was an aggressive slump with 7s. So that was a good call from a low pair. The flush draw out there, a couple face cards. Good call. Would have hit 2 pair, but again, decision's already made. I don't think like that. Like shoulda, woulda, coulda. Nah, folded. I'm out. But it makes me so mad watching Graham's. And I watched I watch Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast on the Full Send podcast with Steiny. And who's the other fucking fuck? And Bradley Martin. Again, as Jim Bro, I was a fan of Bradley Martin on the Instagram days. Definitely a hunk of meat, no homo. but certainly an impressive figure. But just talking about building businesses, man. I've been trying to build businesses for my entire fucking life, and I can't because I'm not allowed to. Because of crime. I'm a slave. I'm forced into slavery in the United States of America. So checking through here, probably a small pair, no pair, high card. No one wants to make a move. Thinking no jack or king. Or maybe somebody hit flush here. No, probably just away from his computer. 2-7, super low pair. 2-7 as the big blind. 5 probably called on a draw. Not willing to bet throughout with that board out there. But yeah, they talk about, Mr. Beast has Feastables and Beast Burger, and he uses his YouTube content to drive his businesses. And then he dubs his, everyone's starting to learn a lot of languages now. It's really amazing how it's working out. It's dub some languages, and then your fucking one in Spanish says, por galleta, para galleta, subscribe for a cookie. And so then you hire the locals so they know how to speak, and they don't these blurt out fucking conventionalized nonsense that people know what it means because they can't unhear the context or unpresent the context. The context is the environment, not the speech. But then Mr. Beast loves learning. Yeah, man, I'm out of things to learn, literally. I prove things, and I've been doing so for 6 going on 7 years. I'm not allowed to start a business. I own the Nelk Boys, which I'm not exactly sure their structure. Here's Shove. I'm not exactly sure their business structure. It's Nelk is like their main channel, and then Full Send's their podcast. But then Bradley Martin has Raw Talk, so it's like, is Bradley Martin Nelk? I just really don't know the structure of Nelk, whatever the group is. But then I look at their channel, so we got a call here. Might be a quick tournament, we'll see. Might double up. Call here is another high draw or a pocket pair. More worried about a pocket pair. Come on, survives the flop. No 10, no queen, no jack. No 10, no queen, no jack. Woo! Staying alive. There's a double up we needed. Poker video continues. But they talk about Happy Dad. And Mr. Beast is like another callable hand, certainly. Jack King. But they're talking about, Mr. Beast thinks Happy Dad, Feastables, and Beast Burger in prime hydration will all be billion-dollar businesses. I 100% think, again, that was another thing I was going to talk about tomorrow, but who fucking cares? But the content-driven marketing brands versus traditional brands. Like spending money on advertising versus having a social media following. Social media following is certainly going to fucking overtake that shit. I don't even imagine how there's anyone out there already that doesn't think it already has. And so I own I own cannabinoid enriched alcohol in the entire country. I own education for the entire fucking species. I don't need to dub my videos in any languages. I'll produce them myself. What the fuck is that worth? Nothing, because I am a slave. I'm not allowed to monetize my property. I'm not allowed to work in the United States of America or anywhere. Like the FBI agent said, you can go anywhere. Physically and financially, I can. Socially and societally, I can't. I'm not allowed to socialize. That is the overarching rule, and it's profound and extensive torture. Nobody gives a fuck. But just seeing them actually being able to do business. And Mr. Beast is 24. He started his YouTube channel when he was younger, but like you said, they really started getting going in like 2016. I've been doing daily lectures since then. Every day, all day. And then he says he works all day. Nobody works all day. I do. And I don't work all day. It's not possible. The brain, processes a couple million things a second? Or a minute or something? You ain't working all day. And you ain't working more than me. Oh, God. But yeah. Now, Mr. Beast, I will pass your subscriber limit. I will be the most subscribed again. I will be bigger than companies. Again, we're talking about like poker people going to have to limit me playing. There's no limit of finance for what I've done. There just isn't. And again, the rest of the world hasn't done what I've done. They have to build businesses. I own education for the species. Sorry I taught everybody. Once again, my apologies for being born a certain way and then working fucking more than fucking anyone possible and receiving nothing. 44 subs. At this point in time, I think my channel again has sub 16,000 views. The whole channel, 540 videos. And then I go on Nelk main channel. It's got like 250 videos. And they're like, we're hitting a wall. We're running out of things. Yeah, you can only post so many videos of chicks, tits, strippers. And I don't think I've watched a single full like Nelk. I watched the podcast because I like to get talking points. But I don't think I've watched a Nelk video. I don't know what the pranks and stuff. But then it's like Steiny hangs up on Mark Cuban after they hang out, and then Mark Cuban goes and does a fucking. So they all get a bit businesses. They've never been tortured. It's like I have been tortured, and I work every day. Other people can choose not to work. You know, at those levels of finance, the couple pennies in my bank account, the money I bought my house with is not what the fuck I'm talking about. But again, if you have a couple low eight figures and well, not so low eight figures, but it's illegal money and you've been scapegoated from a species, and you have people come up telling you from the federal government, a lot of them just approaching you, no introduction, they just sit there and like wait for you to teach, give them a free lecture. It's like, when do I get into society? I can make it 25, 30 M's, but like when do I fucking gotta get in? Never. It's like never. So it's like, and again, when I was in my younger 20s, again, I probably sold, King 10 will play the hand, probably sold 750, 800,000 worth of weed. Maybe made 50%, 60% profit wholesale. If you're if you're buying quarter pounds or pounds and selling out eighths of quarters and halves and shit, quarter halves and wholes. that was when I was wholesaling. When I was wholesaling, I wasn't doing quarters, just halves and above. But trust me, if you have good product and good return times, I just saw a Netflix series called How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. So I'm watching the Dahmer series right now, but that is the next series, and I'll be giving you some thoughts. But again, my operation wasn't super involved. Again, I was in the industry, and you meet everyone in that industry. When I was in there, was certainly ex-drug dealers. So it's like I met people who grew, and this is in Colorado. So like lifetime farmers that have been cultivating cannabis for years. Meet them in person, buy person in cash, sell the weed online, and get bitcoins. But then there's no way for me to launder the money, so it just kind of sits there and I just throw it over there. And again, on websites that I personally know are honeypots. But the federal government's not looking for cannabis dealers. So, yeah, if these feds, that top line feds, really know what's going on, I want to see the honeypot list of names, of usernames on sites, and I might be on one of them. I would not be surprised, but I'm also not arrogant. Like I said, I wasn't selling a huge amount. King on the river, neutralizes a 3-heart flush. My guess is somebody would have bet a flush after the turn. We'll bet here. We'll call a small to medium-sized bet. But I will be reviewing the how to sell drugs online fast. But again, they said they did it entirely, just on like the previews, entirely online. But that was my thing. Again, meet a big-time grower that without soliciting to buy weed. Once we're on friendly terms, that has nothing to do with selling. Then hey man, can I get this? And so on. Once you have good product and good shipping times online, you're going to go on vacation mode pretty fucking quick. Because the market is certainly out there. But again, I recently checked, man. The sites now are, back in the day, Dream Marketplace, Agora Marketplace, Silk Road 2 was my first one. Then Dream, then Agora. That shit worked like fucking Amazon, bro. And so I just pop on the sites again once a year just to see if they're working. And if the prices are good, buy some personal. But I get on there and the listings are like, 1,400 listings for cannabis worldwide. And back in the day, it would be like 15,000 in the United States. So I'll definitely be looking forward to reviewing that. So getting a little more chips here, just a slow game. You got a nice pot on the kings. But good shove on the ace king to double up. Now board dynamics, 6 and 4 about the same. 2 is convincing high stack. Me, 5 and 1 are about the same. So we have a 3-bet, I believe. Yes. The blinds are 75, 150, or maybe it's a 2-bet. Yeah, it's a 75, 150. Oh, but vacation mode is when, again, if you're selling online, the demand even big time operations, that was just me. And once you get some orders, man, it's fun. It is so fucking fun. I do not encourage selling drugs or weed. We legalize all drugs, period. But it was fun. Better than Christmas morning. Just socializing. That was the first time in my life I was like, I can do this. And at 29 years of age, and this is like in Colorado, 2022 to 24. I was certainly selling weed from age 20 to begin after unifying the natural sciences. So that white bitch at HQ Flask that walked past me when I'm saying I can't fucking eat, and she says, "Oh, that's," I forget exactly what that bitch said. "Oh, I can't believe they did that," or just some, because I'm a zoo animal to these people. They like to interact with me if they're not getting intimidated, and then the past that they just disrespect me. That is the only social functioning of how anybody has ever treated me. Pure disrespect. The instant they get offended, and everything offends everybody because they're so fucking privileged. So yeah, you make, and then invest the money. It's like I didn't sell $30 million worth of fucking weed. Fuck no. Well less than $1 million invested over half of the things in Bitcoin with no way to launder it and no desire to. $30 million, I could make that in a fucking day, a fucking hour, man. Oh, CBD with the shit I have today, now. But nope. And I've deteriorated my life to just wanting to have a fucking family. So low pair, good looking board, gonna fold it. To me, that's a feeler bet. Obviously, have something higher pairs showing, or potential pairs showing. We'll call sevens. So I put out a feeler bet, get an instant big raise. Would have been smarter there just to call if you wanted to bet progressive, because I would have been either forced to bet again to continue on, carrying on the jack pair. And obviously the 4 would have come out, so I think it would have been smarter from 2 just to call there. And then come on with a bigger bet on the turn. Yeah, it's like I said, I'm an economist, man, so it's not like, you see people, so it's like, so I could call here. I'm going to fold. A lot of higher pocket pairs out there, neutralizing draws. I'm more conservative. I'm not in a need to shove position. Neither was he, so my initial reaction is a higher pocket pair. Yep, going on 2 years since SEMA's throwing the snowball at my back. I still gotta pay bills, still gotta try to feel like a fucking person. But Brad, I deserve to suffer so nobody else has to change their behavior. It's just what the fuck it is. And TikTok goes the imaginary fucking clock. He was all die in shame. If you're aware of my work to any capacity, which is everybody, you're supporting the death and suffering of other people. That's what you're doing. So I'm not going to judge you. You're not just going to judge yourself. It's the people you affected, good and bad. And so I've helped everybody. I haven't really done any dumb shit. Like I said, I told you everything I've done in my life. I haven't done anything else like bad at all. I think I did cause a minor car accident one day. We were going to a baseball game, and I remember I forget what I did, but I didn't do so. Like I think I did cause a minor car accident one time. I forget exactly what I did, but I went in front of somebody or something, and someone scraped on the median. I remember something going to a baseball game and thinking I caused a car accident. But not like a major one, just like a scratch the side. But I haven't done dumb shit at all, really. And I get tortured. I get fucking tortured. Oh well, as long as I can eat dinner. Again, my human dignity is 0. I want someone to come through that fucking door and shoot me. So, low pair, high kicker, 2 of a kind. One more heart. I have the dominant high hand. There's full house potential. When I hear Daniel Negreanu say, people weren't thinking, what's the highest hand out there a couple years ago? It's just instantly, I'm just like, nah, I'm good on that. The chosen ones. Yeah. Okay. 2-3 suited. I would certainly play it if it was lower blinds. But a good little comeback, some good dynamic. It feels redundant, but I don't see how commentating on golf or baseball or basketball is any fucking different. You're saying the same stuff every time, and just people watching as it develops. Probably maybe used up some of my language litigation integration talking points, but who gives a fuck, man? I want to die in the least suicidal way ever. I've legitimately never I've never made a single choice of anything in my entire life. And typically when people speak in absolutes, it's almost always wrong. I'm not exaggerating. When I went to school, I didn't, again, by state law, you have to go to school till you're 16. I wasn't learning a single fucking thing at any minute of any fucking day, besides dealing with people's insecurities. Then I do exactly what they say better than they expect me to. Then they get offended that I'm good at things. Then when I'm younger, they're like, oh, you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor and go real far. And then every time I open my mouth, I demonstrate an empirical proof to somebody, and they get offended about something they don't like. All right, so there's the personal interactions. When I am Brad interacting with you, Joe. There is the general personal interactions where I am Brad, am interacting with a general idea. And then there's generality interacting with generality. People talking about ideas. And so anytime that my personal intuition bank is well past known science, profoundly. And so anytime I get to a point in a proof where the background of the human sentiment is we don't like that or we don't agree with that, they're going to default to denial every single time. So then they take the generality of ideas of what I'm proving until they don't like it, and in the instant they don't like something I say in the general, they hate me personally. And so they have to punish me and disrespect me personally. And all I'm doing is simply stating facts. I deserve to suffer. Other people deserve to have careers, wives, families, respect, dignity, integrity, decency. They get to be a human being and I don't. This is an interesting word. What the fuck, a human being? It's oddly specific. Man, human, what's that? If you look in history books, what they're calling humor is sentiment. He's got a good humor with a U. They're thinking sentiment. Good nature. Good spirits. Again, doing mathematics literally. Again, not literally all day, but literally every minute of every day. Not all seconds of every minute, but yeah, man. More logical derivation than people will literally ever read. And it's faster than breathing, and I just want to feel like a person, and the answer is no. Gary Lewis Jr., fuck you. Fuck your kids. I literally posted a LinkedIn post yesterday that said something to the effect of, tell me when I go wrong, tag Gary Lewis Jr. And again, it didn't show him as a blue name, so it says following, so I don't know if his account has enough followers where if you tag somebody it doesn't show up blue, but whatever. Again, yeah, I'm just the low down nobody, and the butt fuck random chief of police over here in bumfuck Ohio is somebody. He's got so many followers. And I say, tell me when I go wrong, Gary Lewis Jr. You're a career military law enforcement police officer, which he was. Again, I remember seeing pictures of him and his sons. Queen Adolf suit will not call a raise here. Big blind, small blind, big stack. Big blind would check like the hand, but easy to bully with that amount of chips. Ace 3 suited will not call a raise. But yeah, sitting there with his two sons, Nathaniel and Gary Lewis Jr. Jr. I don't know what else to call him. I mean, he's also Gary Lewis Jr. Maybe it's like, oh, it's the triple threes. Let's go. Check it, obviously. Convincing dominant hand. Pocket sixes slumps me with the quickness. But maybe just like the junior reverses. If you have a kid, if I'm Brad and I have a kid named Brad Jr. and then the other person, and then he has a son and just calls him Brad. Maybe the junior just kind of like reverses. So I'll throw in a bet here. Flush draw now showing. Could get reckless. Don't think it's out there. One card flush draw completely neutralized. We'll check through. A bet takes me. One card flush draw for sure. And obviously I don't have that. So Ace 3 suited, like it, hits the triple, completely neutralized. Not a single bit to carry on another bet. But of him and his son standing there, again, they're in their armies. Again, I love America. I love freedom. I love the Constitution, which is what every law enforcement officer has a sworn oath to do. And I know this motherfucker personally. Not him personally, but his son Nathaniel, certainly, in high school and college. So in my post, I was like, you know, if someone took your son's, and I scroll through his LinkedIn profile post, and 2 days ago was National Sunday, and he's liking it. So I was like, you know, hey man, what if someone violated your son's rights and took their property to the point where they couldn't eat, sleep, and start a family. You know, would you sit around and do nothing? And again, the statements I make every single day, my constitutional rights are violated. I will pay you $10 million, Gary Lewis, to enforce the law. And the answer is no. We're going to suck the dick of the feds committing 9/11. What a man of honor, buddy. What a man of fucking honor. The $10 million or his military service must be dishonorable. That's a fucking order from a fucking judge. Fucking do it. I'm going to sue you and criminally prosecute you until you go to jail and you can't fucking buy a cheeseburger and you commit suicide under a fucking bridge. I do not support violence, but if you do not know how to behave, you need to change your behavior. You're the police chief. Shout out to Lane Bryant, Gary Lewis Jr., Sergeant James Gilbert. If your kids are a part of anything with a professional obligation, academia, shove here, pocket pair, draw, ace, 8, aggressive shove. Instantly neutralized with the jack, or with the ace needs to hit an 8, then dude hits the jack. So now 6 is convincing low stack, 5 and 4 about the same. Me and 4 are about the same. So hopefully get to some money. Rather slow game even if we do get to the money. King 8, do we have another slump? Ooh, no. King off card hits. It does. So that was a fine call from him, or from 5. Again, always thinking no free chips. Super big stack to super small stack. You're not thinking bully in that position. You're thinking, you know, can I take the eye off the board? So now kind of interesting. So now 6, 4, and me are all about the same chip stack. So certainly would rather have, for board dynamics, I would want 5 to consolidate. 6 is money last hand. Certainly wanted 5 to win. But now 6, 4, and me are all about the same level. So maybe some more interesting shoves. Or less interesting shoves, I would guess. Because super low stack, you're always looking to shove. Yeah, it's just disgusting. The sales community is fucking cowards. Tom Newbert, Dan Garrick, Ryan Wiggins, any other fucking teacher that I fucking had. You guys are terrible people. You're just terrible people. I'll say your names in as many public places as I fucking can. And again, but Gary Lewis, if Nate, Gary Lewis Jr. or Jared are a part of any, or if they are part of the military still, if they are part of law enforcement, if they are part of academia, if they are part of a high-level business that is directly distributing my property, instantly sued. I want you guys fucking at 0. I don't deserve to be treated like a disgusting animal because you guys refuse to do your job for Instagram pics. You and the boys, you and Nate and Gary Lewis Jr. and Gary Lewis Jr. See how you know exactly what I'm talking about this? Queen 3, shitty flush draw. Any bet takes me. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, the picture of them. You know, people simply learn behavior. They simply learn to mimic behavior of other people that they want to be like. And people think they have values, and they don't. And so they just spread insecurity, and they're so privileged they never have to make a decision. And then once they get offended, they stagnate everything. Every case, every charge, no exceptions. Fuck everybody. And it's amazing, seriously. The people in the sales community that I'm calling out now, if you guys would click my videos and share them, I wouldn't fucking sue you. You don't. You are being sued. I want you at 0. You can't afford anything, and your families are disgusting. Never met a single person capable of moral behavior, and it makes me fucking hate myself every single day. I can't start a family. 540 YouTube videos of all content, man. Again, how many language learning software is out there? How many universities are out there? There's not a department on this fucking building not spreading my research. Maybe visual arts. My movies and stuff, certainly in the performing arts stuff. All of my math, science, economics, languages, that's all of the core shit. Jack 10. Could induce a call here. I want to be a bad hand to shove. So a lot of times, even if you don't, I'm not for a shovable hand, I'm not looking for the best hand. I'm looking for a hand in Jack 10, somebody with Ace King, hopefully not pocket pair higher than me, but you could induce a call from somebody with a good draw, and then it's just one-on-one. The cards have to go in your favor. Obviously, the high cards you need to hit, but like Jack 10, if I wanted to go there, I would have shoved. So back in shovable territory, as I imagine 4 and 6 are as well. Pocket jimmies. So I do want to shove here. Might get a call, might just get the blinds. But I'd rather shove here, make them make the decision, and hopefully survive the flop, as opposed to see the flop, get neutralized, and then check until I fold out. So simply gets the blinds. King 4. Obviously I like that king low card offsuit. That shit bangs. It just does. But a raise, I'm out. Yeah, no. It's a no for me, dog. Easy pressure. Easy to apply pressure. Big stack, low stack, small blind, big blind. It's a good bet from 2. Not a single memory. Again, this is just the building I fucking live in, man. I have no fucking friends, no family, no business, no integrity, no decency, nothing. I so genuinely hate the fucking hypocrisy. If you have a sworn oath to fucking anything and you can't back it up, then you ain't nothing but dirt to me. And seriously, all of the tenseness, all of the intimidation, all of the fuck you go die in a fucking ditch shit, that has nothing to do with drug dealing and everything to do with being scapegoated. Because again, if you haven't seen a bunch of shove, ace 10 suited, shove here. Need to make a play. Game is being boring as fuck. Let's do poker, guys. And might induce a call, might just fold through. Good hand to shove on. Ace higher draws a great hand to call here. We'll neutralize any ace power I have. 4 is thinking about it. Might get somebody, and 4 and 6 are in shove territory as well. Nobody's on the ropes. Nobody's in the dire straits. Collect some blinds. But again, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine being aware of someone being fucking tortured, and the solution to that is click on a video on the fucking internet, and then people saying, no, you can't do that because then that would. Again, at this point, I know no fucking clue what you guys are doing. I know you're just incompetent idiots that don't mind about human death, and neither do I. I'm not the one causing it, so deny science and say I'm too stupid. I don't know, so like everybody I've ever met. Put me in a group of people and I will demonstrate proof after proof after proof after proof until you can't open your fucking mouth. Literally, it'll take like 3 seconds. And then you'll hear the thing you don't like, legalize cannabis. U.S. was involved in 9/11, and you'll just shut down, and then everything I've said doesn't count because you didn't like that one thing I said, which is still just a historical, empirical fact. Ooh, would have had a 1 card fully. Shoulda, woulda, coulda is never in the game. But I'm just talking through strategy. If I was here, I would certainly throw in a small bet. Almost would instantly induce a fold. 4 of a kind queens would be trying to bet something. So now, again, I'd still 6, me and 4 are still about the same. 2 and 5 are about the same. The next big board dynamic change would be, let's have a go here. Let's have a fucking go. It's nothing, I'm out. Just out here. Good follow-up bet. If I would hit anything there, I would have insta-shoved. Might shove here on 4. But the next board dynamic will be, does one of the big blinds take out one of us small stacks, then changes nothing really, or consolidation of funds where somebody doubles up, and then there's a very clear low stack. Could call here. Let's fold. I'll take a couple more hand draws. Queen 10 offsuit, low stack, easy to call there. I want to get maybe something else. And on these shove hands, it really doesn't matter. You have 7-3 offsuit, another dude has ace king, and then you hit 7-7-3. It's just one-on-one. Throwing your cards in the chip or chips in the pot. 6 is pocket pair, all in. Might induce a call, might collect some blinds. Getting to the point now where it's not a huge call from 5. It's 6, survives the flop, no ace, no 10, no ace, no 10, no ace, no 10, no ace, no 10, ace on the river. So, poker. Kind of a pretty slow game. That was kind of a slow game. So, I got the unlucky card on the river. And again, on those cards, I'm never thinking I got unlucky or I got lucky. If I'm the one to hit, it's just poker. 5 cards are going to come out. They're priests. They're already sitting there on the deck right there. So, I got the unlucky card. That's what I just say. But in reality, it is what it is. So again, here's another poker video. Hope you learned something talking through strategy. Next poker video will be a cash game or Omaha. Probably cash game, but again, there's no definite end to that shit. So that's really why I don't play cash games too much. Because again, I know I'm gonna be on the felt for an hour or so, make a video about it. And if I'm just playing, it's because I'm watching Netflix making other content. So I wish someone would shoot me. I really do. 0% suicidal. I don't get to live my life while everybody else gets to fly around on private jets and talk about this business and that business. And all they have to do is develop a skill and then create creative output for 2 years, and then they're fucking doing everything they want. And again, I'm not saying that somebody who's with 200,000 subscribers wanting 1 million. I just want to feel like a fucking person. I want to discuss my life and my life experience with somebody else without getting disrespected every time I open my mouth or don't open my mouth around fucking pathetic people. The answer is fucking no. So, time moves forward. You guys are all disgusting piles of fucking shit. You are not good people. You do not know how to behave. So I'm going to go turn on another Lex Friedman podcast of 3 hours about aliens. Again, what's a human being? We can do basically whatever we want. Okay, you arrogant fat fuck at HQ Flats down to the left on the first fucking floor. Did you guys get rid of that, the German Shepherd? I didn't see them after being a puppy stage. But have you on record saying we can do basically whatever we want. No, the Twin Towers are coming down, buddy. Oh, and then another quick quote that popped into my head yesterday. I told you guys, you watch me, I watch you. At the dog park on record, Rachel said, cute brunette chick. We were talking again. I said Jupiter, Saturn, and I was like, where are you guys from? Jupiter, Saturn. She goes, what? And then like if you're in a friend group and they know the inside joke and you say what, and you say something, they say what real fast. But what the fuck did she say? Oh, and then when I was talking about some larger individuals, and she was like, as I say, use the term gentle giants, and she word for word says, you said that. I mean, this is the thing. You watch my videos behind closed doors. So where did you hear that or read that, Rachel? It wasn't public. Well, at least not on a video with 3 views. So yeah. Ooh, you guys! Oh, you scanned the ground. Ooh, birds, bees, bugs in the trees, bitch. Electromagnetism, vibration. Have a nice day. Hope you learned something. Stop torturing me. And once you stop torturing me, once this world fucking change, it is everybody. It is. I want you guys at fucking 0. I want you to experience exactly what I have experienced. It's equality. It's fucking karma, bitch. So fuck you. And again, your children over the age of 12, any sort of professional capacity of full-blown adults. Lawsuit, criminal charges, no exceptions. I want the sales community behind bars. The whole fucking thing. Slow down the progress of the human species. So, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow on something.